living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Swung on a fly ball. Wenatchee Apple Sox baseball is back on the NCW Live channel. Join us Monday, July 17th as the Apple Sox host the Bend Elks. Coverage is brought to you by Apple Valley Honda, Confluence Health, JDSA Law, Mary Maids, Mini Blinds and more. Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista, Together for Youth, Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and Walkabout Grill. Your television home.
Hey, television family, welcome back. Hope you had a good weekend. We are back at it on this 10th day of July, 2023. My calendar tells me it's Monday, and it wouldn't lie to me. It's been raining pretty steadily here for the last 3 hours, 3.5 hours or so. Also got some lightning and some thunder. The thunder woke me up, as a matter of fact, this morning. Probably did with any number of people as well. Lightning is pretty much past. The thunder is working its way to the north of us. We got a lot of things going on, a lot of instability in the atmosphere to the north of us in the Omak-Okanagan area. You have a flash flood watch for the day today. That's not good. And to the south of us and to the east of us out in the Columbia Basin, you have a red flag warning. Here in the Wenatchee Valley, we have no warnings, no advisories, nothing like that. But we're still going to be in for some wet weather this morning. Sun will be out this afternoon. Bring on the rain. We need it. Forecast details are coming up because that's what we do around here. We will have the news, sports. Excellent weekend for the Wenatchee Apple Sox. They began the second half of the season sweeping. They won them all, including yesterday afternoon's affair. The game was delayed for about 45 minutes at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. They had a lightning delay, but they eventually played, and the Apple Sox won rather handily. We'll hear from Storm and Joel Norman. And the Mariners took 3 of 4 from the Astros heading into the All-Star break, of course. It is the All-Star break. They had some shenanigans over the weekend. They had the draft last night at Lumen Field. Home Run Derby tonight. The game itself tomorrow night. We'll preview that as well when we get to sports. And in the back half of the program, it's something that we aired for you a week ago Monday. It's fascinating. Our good buddy Jefferson Robbins, our news director and content producer Tucker Wagner, went up to Lake Chelan not long ago to talk about the aquatic species that they want to keep out of Lake Chelan so Lake Chelan can stay as clean and as pure as is possible. We talk about invasive species, things that aren't supposed to be here that get a toehold and then they can really wreak havoc. They're trying to make sure that doesn't happen to our beautiful Lake Chelan, and Jefferson's report will air in the back half of the program. And at 2 minutes after the program, we begin our tour. I think we're going to have some pretty cool shots this morning from our Sky-Fi cameras, courtesy of Localtel's Sky-Fi division. That, of course, is the Wenatchee Heights camera. And as you can see, we're already starting to see the clouds clear out just a little bit. Showers are pretty much all over the region. Light rain here, light rain in Ellensburg, light rain out in Moses Lake, we're told, out in the Palisades. So it's some light rain, but it's coming from the southwest, and as it works its way farther north, it's going to pick up in intensity a little bit more. So most of the heavy stuff is pretty much done with us here in the Wenatchee Valley, but that's not going to be the case up in the Omak-Okanagan area. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Let's head up to Hay Canyon and say good morning to Kashmir. Good morning, Kashmir. It's good to see you on this very quiet Monday. Monday is always the lightest day traffic-wise. A lot of people take Monday off. We are not among them. We're working here on this Monday, but we're not working real hard. Cougar Ridge, just check it out. Good morning to East Wenatchee. The Odabashian Bridge still have not been on the roundabout yet, the new one. I've been meaning to. I haven't done it yet. They're not all the way done with it. They still have to paint some stripes and do a few little aesthetic things to the roundabout, but I think they're pretty much done with that. And they usually don't do road construction projects when it's raining, so I don't know if they are or not today with the general projects that are going on in and around the Wenatchee Valley, north central Washington. I don't know. They usually don't work in the rain. I wish that worked for us. Of course, we're inside. I guess that doesn't work. We mentioned Omak, Okanagan Valley. Let's head on up with the Billy Goat camera and say good morning to Brewster and Pateros. And you can see some sun breaks up there, but they're not out of the woods. Just look at the sun, how it's coming down just about where Gamble Sands Golf Course is. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. But we talked about the showers that are coming in. Well, there is an upper level cold front. The low is sitting right on the Canadian border near Omak and Okanagan, and it's spinning around counterclockwise because it's low. It's very high up in the atmosphere, but it's going to grab all of these showers that are swinging up from the southwest. And once it gets up to Omak and Okanagan and the highlands up there, it's going to slow down, and that means they are in for some considerable rain up there, it looks like. One of our loyal viewers, yes, we have those, Tim McCord sent us this. This is really cool. He emailed this to me about 4:30 this morning. I'm guessing he took that about, I don't know, 3:45 or so. That's in South Wenatchee looking north. That is pretty cool. Some of the lightning. It wasn't a whole bunch of lightning. The thunder woke me up. Lightning, not so much, but we did have some lightning this morning, to my knowledge, because it was associated with some pretty significant rain. I don't think any wildfires broke out. I hope not. Thanks, Tim, for that really cool photo. Again, that was taken this morning right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's take you up north. There is a flood watch for the Okanagan Valley with some thunderstorms. Here is the thunderstorm potential. Again, not a great deal here for the Wenatchee Valley. I think most of that is probably passed. We could still see one more little weak thunderstorm before noon today, before the sun eventually comes out. But as we go further and further into the day today, the sun will be coming out, the clouds will be thinning up, the rain will be tapering off, with the exception, again, of Omak and Okanagan. You are in for some stronger thunderstorms. There's certainly a better chance of it. And on top of all that, there's a red flag warning out in the Columbia Basin and to the south of us, because most of these thunderstorms are missing them. They're going right up the alley. They're going up from Yakima to Ellensburg to Wenatchee to Chelan, then on up to Pateros and eventually Brewster and on down the line. So for those folks out in the basin, you're going to be pretty warm. And with the chance of a thunderstorm, strong winds, yeah, keeping a close eye on things. So they have a red flag warning that's up and running for the Columbia Basin, not here in the Wenatchee Valley. I think we have too much rain for that. We've had quite a bit of rain this morning, and we needed it too. From the National Weather Service, again, showers and thunderstorms this morning. By noon, we'll be done with it. By 1 or 2 o'clock, the sun will be out, and we'll get up to about 85 degrees. For the record, it was a warm weekend. 97 on Saturday, 94 yesterday. We'll be cooler today with a high of only about 85. That's normal, by the way. Clear tonight, overnight low about 59. A little wind at times tonight, no big deal. And then here we go. We're going to start getting warm. Tuesday, lots of sunshine, near 90 for the afternoon high. A little bit of a wind to deal with. Wednesday, we will be close to that again. Thursday, certainly into the 90s. Friday, 100 on Saturday, 99 on Sunday. So this brief little period of showers and thunderstorms and cooler weather is not going to last very long, basically today. And that's about it. All right, 7 minutes after the hour, going to take a break, and then we'll have your headlines. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I had a seizure in the middle of the night, and they rushed me to the hospital and decided to induce labor to try to get the baby out. The outpouring of love and support I got from Confluence Health. My coworkers coming to the ICU to be with me. For me, it's the work family. It's just incredible to have support no matter what I'm going through in my personal life, my own health.
It's Click-It RV's lowest price guarantee sale going on now at your neighborhood Click-It RV.
Be a winner like me and get the Click-It RV.
With 0 down and no payments till September, now is the time to own your dream RV.
Get the Click-It RV now. Are you going to be mad, bro?
Get never before deep discounts on trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and motorhomes. Plus the best selection, highest trade-in values ever, and a lifetime warranty. Nobody beats the discounts at Click-It RV.
I'm Richard Sherman, and we guarantee it.
On Frontage Road.
Lean back and enjoy the summer savings at Boswell's. Right now, get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 you spend on any qualifying stressless seating. The more you spend, the more you can save instantly. So furnish an entire room with the most comfortable seating in the world and watch the savings add up. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
Hey, hon, would you run this around to the wash rack?
Oh, okay.
Hey, hon, what happened?
They shrunk the truck.
The all-new mid-size Canyon is now available at Sangster Motors.
It is raining, as you can see. It is 66 degrees. The rain will be tapering off as the storm systems continue to move to the north. Omak, Okanagan, Chelan, you're going to get more rain than we are. Still some lightning strikes with a red flag warning out of the Columbia Basin, but we will eventually see some sunshine this afternoon. It's 10 minutes after the hour. A Snohomish County man who recently served 3 years in prison for DUI, felony DUI, was arrested again last week outside of Waterville after allegedly causing a wreck and fleeing from police while intoxicated. Douglas County Sheriff's deputies arrested John Clifton Maurer Jr. on Monday north of Waterville after he allegedly fled from a Highway 2 traffic stop in a red Hyundai and refused to stop for state troopers while traveling east through Wenatchee. Police say the 46-year-old Maurer then walked away from the accident scene and had to be overpowered with a taser. He remains held in the Chelan County Jail, charged with Douglas County with felony DUI, eluding police, and driving with a suspended license, among other charges. The Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce has filled an open position, their sports tourism coordinator. That position has been filled by Jason Grover. He's been tapped to fill the role that will operate within the Chamber's Visit Wenatchee team to assist in tourism efforts. In his role, he will work to attract and promote sports and outdoor recreation activities and create economic growth for the region by providing support and coordination to events and programs. One of the first initiatives of the sports tourism coordinator role will be to help facilitate and support efforts to get the regional sports complex underway. The Chamber said that Grover's, quote, knowledge, skills, and experience will greatly benefit the growth and success of Wenatchee Valley sports tourism, end quote. The Chelan County Noxious Weed Control Board is out and about doing their annual weed surveying throughout the month of July, and they're focusing on punctular infestations. You know those, goat heads. Nobody likes them. They're found on dry or gravelly sites. They spread along the ground. They form mats of stems. Chelan County Noxious Weed Control staff will be wearing bright yellow vests. It says noxious weed right on them. And they'll be driving in marked county vehicles, visiting properties that were contacted last year because they have goat head infestations. New locations will also be recorded, and landowners will be notified of the requirement to get rid of the plants. The county says their main priority is to educate people about noxious weeds and their impacts. That's happened to me before. The Wenatchee Area Disabled American Veterans hosting a town hall. The idea for military veterans who have not yet enrolled in VA health care, they'll be eligible for additional disability compensation, could be anyway. There is a nationwide deadline of August 9th for veterans to enroll in VA and ensure their PACT Act enrollment includes retroactive benefits dating back to August of last year. The PACT Act is an initiative that secures health care and benefits for any veteran who was exposed to toxic substances, including airborne hazards, burn pits, and Agent Orange while they were on active duty. The event will feature formal presentations by leadership and one-on-one opportunities for veterans to claim or have questions answered about VA benefits and toxic screenings. The workshop-style town hall will be held from 1 to 5 next Thursday, this Thursday at Wenatchee Veterans Hall. 3 candidates for the mayor of Wenatchee. One is a real estate broker, one's a developer, and the third is a city council member. Of course, only 2 of them will go on to the general election after the primary voting ends on Tuesday, August 1st. Our very own Jefferson Robbins asked each of the candidates a simple question. What does a city owe to its citizens?
It's a simple question to answer in the sense of transparency, accountability, and giving the best you can give. Folks that decide to work for the city, it's a privilege. it comes with a lot of great benefits, healthcare, 401k. But you know, there's also a responsibility. You know, you have to give it the best you can. You have to be the best you can be, because you're representing people that are making a lot of money, and you're representing people that are barely getting by. And you have to really bring it all together. Today, I've been talking to, like I said, business owners. I've been down at the Mission. I've been talking to the guys at the transfer station, really to get an overview of what we have. And the good news is, because it's not all bad news, you know, we are where we are. I'm not going to criticize what I've seen in the past, but I am going to say we can make this place so much better, safer, and somewhere we can be proud of.
Transparency is one of those things people bring up, but the answer to transparency is engagement. And being engaged in the city on a daily basis like I am, I'm talking with people all the time, so I know what their concerns are. And it tends to be when a bureaucracy kind of runs itself within its inner circle and they lose touch a little bit with the community. On one hand, they say, yeah, we want the community engagement, but on the other hand, they really don't, because then it takes a lot more meetings and a lot more back and forth, and it slows the process. I think it's time that we really spend more time talking with the community and finding out exactly what they want and being their voice. Because too many times I hear that, you know, hey, the city did this or the city did that, and you know, they've never asked for any input from our organizations. So I really want to be able to work with and collaborate is a big word. Need to collaborate with those other leaders in all the other areas of the community and work together on solutions.
To listen. We have responsibility to listen, to see what your priorities are, people that live in the city, but we also need to educate. And if you have, I'm going to go back because roads, if you have you don't agree with a certain road, there might be a reason for that. It might be because, well, gee, I'm sorry, that sewer line's 100 years old. And we stopped doing this a few years ago also, and that was something that I ask all the time. Before we pave a road, okay, what's underneath that road? And if there's still old sewer lines, then we need to recognize that and say, nope, we got to skip that now. So even if everybody from the city said, I want this road paved right now, I would be like, okay, let's educate everybody and now see where you're at. So we have a responsibility to educate. We have a responsibility for outreach programs. We have a lot of responsibility, and it shouldn't be taken lightly.
And that's what's making news at 17 minutes after the hour on this Monday. Eric is back from vacation. Boy, did I miss him. Eric with sports, Grant with the news at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, 5, 6, and 10. The news on TV. The news is also available for you to ingest, if you will, via the World Wide Web. We'll have it on our homepage, our Facebook page, and our YouTube page right around 5 o'clock tonight. If there's something out there that demands our attention, look at the bottom of your screen, because that's how you get a hold of us. Good weekend for the Mariners, good weekend for the Apple Sox. We'll talk about both with sports in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here. I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
Summertime, summertime, some summertime at Collins Fashions. Sundresses, tees, capris, shorts, tennis shoes, sandals, etc., etc. Special occasion dresses have arrived, and special orders are welcome at Collins. Gorgeous new designs from Brighton in handbags, jewelry, and sandals. French candy jewelry is gorgeous, and you can design your own pieces with medallions, pearls, gold, silver, Austrian crystals. Spectacular service just for you at Collins Fashions in downtown Wenatchee.
Minutes after the hour, the Mariners finish up the first half of the baseball season on a winning note. They took 3 of 4 from the Astros. We like that, including 3-1. The final was yesterday. Logan Gilbert looked really good. 7 dominant innings on the mound. He allowed just 1 solo home run, struck out 6. Teoscar Hernandez and Jared Kelenic did the damage at the plate. The Seattle Mariners are now a game over 500 heading into the break.
This is into center field. Julio is on his way home. Teoscar Hernandez gives the Mariners the lead. He's into second base, safe.
You take another look at this swing, and Teo gets something middle inside. He's on time for the fastball, 92 miles per hour, hits this into the gap. Julio does a great job freezing on a line right there, making sure that it's going to hit grass. And I like Teo right there, making the outfield make a good throw. They don't, and he's in.
Kelenic shoots this into right center field. France is in to score. Teoscar Hernandez strolls home. It's a 2-run double by Jared Kelenic, and the Mariners open it up in the 4th inning, 3-0.
This one belted to right field, going back, and it is at the wall and gone. A home run by Martin Maldonado. So Martin Maldonado for the 2nd straight day. And Dana Brown's not going anywhere anytime soon. That's a sign of things to come.
Well, some of the aggressiveness paying off for the Astros, jumping on that first pitch fastball.
Tying run with power at the plate. The 1-2 pitch. He struck him out. Fastball up and out of the zone. Sewald closes the door on the Astros. For the first time since 2018, the Mariners come to Houston, Texas, and they win a 4-game series against the Astros.
Mariners are off until Friday when they welcome the Tigers to town. Only the Mariners, the Braves, the Reds, and the Dodgers enter the break, having won 7 of their last 10 games. In other American League West action on Sunday, C.J. Abrams had 3 hits, while the Nationals win deep 3 times, 7-2. Over the Rangers, Masataka Yoshida's solo home run in the 8th inning was the game winner for Boston. The Red Sox edging Oakland 4-3. Texas's lead in the All-Star break is now 2 games over Houston in the AL West. Seattle leapfrogs the Angels into 3rd place at 45-44. They are 6 games back. Of course, the Midsummer Classic, the 93rd All-Star game, is tomorrow night. The festivities tonight include the T-Mobile Home Run Derby. Julio Rodriguez will take on former 2-time Derby winner Pete Alonso in the first round. By the way, that starts at 5 o'clock. Of course, tomorrow night is the All-Star game on Fox. It will get going at 5 o'clock. Across the street from T-Mobile Park at Lumen Field, Major League Baseball held its draft yesterday. The Mariners went for everything but pitching with his first 3 picks in the first round. Seattle selected John Glenn High School's Colt Emerson. He's a shortstop with the 22nd overall pick on Sunday. With the 29th pick, the Mariners selected Johnny Farmello. He's an outfielder out of Westfield High School in Virginia. And then at pick number 30, Seattle drafts shortstop Ty Pete out of Trinity Christian School in Georgia. Wenatchee Applesauce completed 3-game sweep of Kamloops Sunday at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, 11-6 yesterday afternoon. Wenatchee won despite committing 5 errors in Sunday's finale. But as Joel tells us, the Sox made sure that this one was out of reach early after 2 close victories on Friday and Saturday.
The Wenatchee Applesauce earned their 4th sweep of the 2023 summer with 3 victories against the Kamloops Northpaws this weekend at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. It started in dramatic fashion with a 12-inning victory on Friday night with a 7-6 triumph in the weekend opener. And then on Saturday, Wenatchee with a clinical 5-1 victory as Trent Liolas did the big damage in that one, going 2 for 3, including launching a 2-run homer in the 3-run 8th inning for the Apple Sox. On Sunday, Wenatchee with a pretty much in control from the get-go, an 11-6 victory in the series finale as they got a big day at the plate from pretty much everyone in the lineup. But Easton Amundsen delivered the final boom, scoring the final 2 runs in his final game of the summer in an Apple Sox uniform. Amundsen went deep in his final at-bat, a 2-run shot in the 8th inning.
The 2-2. That swung on and smacked out to right field. Turning and watching, Tyler Glowacki. One last home run of the summer for Easton Amundsen, his 7th of the season. And he tacks on 2 more runs here for the Apple Sox as they make this an 11-4 game. How about that? One last memory for Easton Amundsen this season. I said it to him yesterday, you better get 1 more this summer to get to 7 on the season, and he does here today. That's one way to end your season, a 2-run shot from Easton Amundsen.
That puts him tied for 3rd in Apple Sox history with 7 home runs, for the most home runs, tied for 3rd in team history in single-season home runs, as he departs now to head off to Liberty University this fall. The Apple Sox are off on Monday and then back in action. The first game of a 6-game road trip begins on Tuesday night when they face the Nanaimo Night Owls. With your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
Thank you, Joel. Andrew Monson pitched 3 innings of relief to get his first win in Apple Sox uniform yesterday. As Joel mentioned, Wenatchee's on the road. First of the 3-game series at Nanaimo tomorrow night at 6:35. You can catch the action with Joel on Sunny FM. And by the way, Joel will be my guest on Wednesday's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. All right, West Coast League scores. Let's see. Ridgefield walked off Bellingham in 11 innings. The final there was 5-4 on Trent Prokes' RBI base hit in the final at-bat for the Raptors. He ended up with 3 hits in the game and a couple of RBIs. Victoria took advantage of a costly fielding error in the top of the 8th inning to break a 5-5 tie to go on for a 6-5 win over Yakima Valley. Nanaimo and Walla Walla combined for 25 runs and 33 hits. That's a lot of offense, 13-12. The Night Owls eventually pulled out the victory. Each team scored 4 runs in their half of the 9th inning. Kelowna's Trevor Wilson was 2 for 4 with a run and a couple of RBIs. The Falcons beat Edmonton. Spencer Seed and 4 relievers combined in a 3-hit shutout of Corvallis. Cowlitz beating the Knights 1-0. The game's lone run came at the bottom of the first on an RBI base hit. Dalton Mashore's RBI double capped a 4-run 8th inning for Portland. The Pickles came back to beat Bend 4-2. In one non-league game, Port Angeles took the lead with 3 runs in the 7th inning, held on to beat Redmond 8-7. Wenatchee has the best record in the West Coast League's North Division. They're 22-8. Victoria's 22-11. Heading into this week, the Bells have fallen back to 20-10. In the South, it is Ridgefield continuing to top the South Division. They are 22-10 on the year. Portland is 2nd. Corvallis is 3rd. It was a hot night of racing in Wenatchee Valley Super Oval on Saturday. 6 classes of cars competing. East Wenatchee's Seth Frazier held off the pack to win the main event. The Dix Heating and Air Conditioning Thunder cars, Bob Greiner was 2nd, followed by Brad Morrison. Caleb Gill once again up for the challenge in the Zero Handicap Youth Roadrunner main event. The Wenatchee driver took 1st. Celia's Bailey Denton and Wenatchee's Tommy Craig rounded out the top 3. East Wenatchee's Jason Walker grew up idolizing his dad and dreaming one day of winning the main event at the WVSO, and that came true Saturday night as he grabbed the checkered flag in the Plum Perfect Roadrunner main. East Wenatchee's Jay Evans 2nd, RT Greiner of East Wenatchee 3rd. Wyatt Flowers continues to find a home away from home in East Wenatchee in the Angel Bell Bonds Bandolero class. The Palmer, Alaska youth won another main event Saturday. Deer Park's Cole Dassenbrock 2nd, Wenatchee's Caden Steinberg 3rd. The AMCA Bandit Dwarf cars were also there Saturday night at the WVSO. It was a Knutson finish. Dale took 1st, Darrell 2nd, and Port Townsend's Chuck O'Connor was 3rd. Spenaway's Tony Siedelman won the WMRA Midge main event. Olympia's Garrett McNeese was 2nd. Dan Matthews from British Columbia finished 3rd. And by the way, they're back at it again this weekend. Thunder in the Valley, they got the Rockstar Energy B-Mods, the Sprint Car Shootout, the West Coast Vintage Racers, the Northwest Focus Midgets, the Speed Tour Winged Sprints Cars. For tickets, go to WVSO.com. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Monday, the 10th day of July. I could have chosen Don't Step on a Bee Day today, which is it's not good for you, and it's certainly not good for the bee. It's National Pina Colada Day, and getting caught in the rain which could happen either way, but no, today, because we love the little big kittens. It's National Kitten Day. Look at the little kittens. All kittens are cute. All puppies are cute. Think about it. Fun facts about kittens. You probably know this, but kittens, when they're born, they can't see and they can't hear. Their eyes and their ears are sealed. In fact, mother kittens will oftentimes chew off the whiskers of a kitten. Moms will chew off the whiskers of the kitten so the kitten won't wander off, so to speak. Of course, since more than one male cat can impregnate a female, one litter can have multiple fathers. That's a regular occurrence. Kittens in a litter don't have to be born on the same day. Some are born 1 day, 2 days, 3 days later than their older siblings. Long-haired kittens, it takes longer for long-haired kittens to get their eyes opened and their ears open. I bet you probably didn't know that. All kittens are born with blue-gray eyes, and then their eye color develops as they get older. Before their vision is completely good to go, kittens use their sense of smell and whiskers to explore the world. And if you always wonder why kittens and cats need, it's to stimulate milk flow from mama. Happy, look at the little baby kittens. Happy National Kitten Day today. We have too many of them, but they're damn cute. It's the bottom of the hour. Today in history, we always welcome states to the Union. We're welcoming Wyoming to the Union. Wyoming joined the Union 133 years ago on July the 10th, 1890, as the 44th state in the Union. Not a bad state flag. All things considered, they at least showed some imagination there. It is the equality state because, of course, Wyoming was the first state to grant women the right to vote, and they did that 21 years before it became a state. They were way ahead of everybody else in that regard. The state song of Wyoming is a song called Wyoming. Okay. It is, of course, the least populated state in the Union and has been really for quite some time, 576,107. The Wenatchee, our area, the Wenatchee Metropolitan Statistical Area, the population basically is about 125,000. That would make us the largest city in all of Wyoming because the largest metropolitan statistical area in Wyoming is Cheyenne, and they have less than 100,000 people. There are only 2 escalators in the entire state of Wyoming, and they're both in Casper. And Wyoming was the last state to raise the legal drinking age from 19 to 21. They didn't do that until 1988. The last state in the Union to do so. Happy birthday, Wyoming. 133 years old today. 110 years ago today, July the 10th, 1913, it got really hot in Death Valley, California. It's a couple hundred feet below sea level. The afternoon high temperature on this date in 1913 in Death Valley, California hit 134 degrees. That is the highest temperature ever recorded on Earth. Now keep in mind this, the average high temperature in Death Valley for the month of July, each day it tops off to about 117 degrees. In fact, it's always the hottest spot in the United States in the summertime, and so they don't even use it for their daily tabulations. The National Weather Service, this was the coldest temperature in the continuous United States, and this area had the hottest temperature. They don't even use Death Valley because it would always be the hottest temperature every year, every day. That's hot. Hope the air conditioner worked. Don't worry, be happy. The last words of Meher Baba was spoken on this date in 1925. 98 years ago today, the spiritual leader says, don't worry, be happy. Those were the last words he ever spoke. And he lived for 44 more years. Yeah. Today, if you follow Meher Baba, and there are many famous people who do, this is Silence Day. You don't say anything. You don't speak at all. He didn't talk for 44 years. I know a number of coworkers who could take that vow, and I'd be happy with that. That was his last words. Don't worry, be happy. Then he didn't say anything until he died. That was in 1925. And one of the most, well, who's kidding here? The most amazing relief performance in baseball history. It was the final game of a 3-game series between the Philadelphia Athletics and the Cleveland Indians. This was in 1932. This was 91 years ago today. The first 2 games on Friday and Saturday were in Philadelphia, but in Philadelphia in 1932, Sunday baseball was against the law. And so after their Saturday game, the Indians and the A's hopped on a train for the 3rd and final game, which was to be played in Cleveland. Well, Connie Mack, the owner and manager of the Philadelphia A's, wanted to save money on train fare. So for this last game in Cleveland, he just took 2 pitchers with him. He took a starting pitcher, Lou Krause, and the relief pitcher, Eddie Rommel. That was it, just 2 pitchers. He said, why not save some money? Well, in the first inning, Cleveland racked up old Krause, and so Eddie Rommel came in relief in the first inning. And then Eddie Rommel pitched in relief, because he was the only pitcher on the staff, 17 innings. He gave up 14 runs and 29 hits. Those are still both records 91 years later. And he won the game, 18-17. He pitched 17 innings of relief. His arm probably fell off. And he won. Happened on this date in Cleveland in 1932. That's a relief appearance. Birthdays, Nikola Tesla. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for electricity. Well, AC anyway, as his baby. He didn't exactly invent it, but he said this has practical applications, direct current and alternating current. This AC thing is going to catch on. He was, as you might imagine, because he was a genius, a little on the eccentric side. Nikola Tesla, born on this date in 1856, died in 1943 at the age of 86. David Brinkley was born on this date back in 1920. My favorite television journalist, the Huntley Brinkley Report, was the most watched nightly newscast by far when it was on TV from 1956 to 1970. The ratings were huge. They blew Walter Cronkite out of the water. And then, of course, this week with David Brinkley, Presidential Medal of Freedom and 10 Emmy Awards, the great David Brinkley, born in this state 103 years ago today. Urban Meyer, one of 3 coaches, the others being Nick Saban and Pop Warner, to win a major college football national championship with 2 different schools. He's now back doing college football telecasting after his brief foray into the NFL. Urban Meyer is 59. And Sofia Vergara is 51 years old today. She makes a lot of money. She does well. Happy 51st to her. It is 36 minutes after the hour. Going to take a break. Mike McNulty has an opinion. And in case you missed it, we aired this, I think, last week. It's a really fascinating thing. Jefferson Robbins and our very own Tucker Wagner, in fact, they're both our very own, went up to Lake Chelan to talk about the people who are trying to make sure that invasive aquatic species don't make it into Lake Chelan and take that beautiful lake and make it all blucky. We don't want that to happen. They're working hard at it. That's coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
My name is Anna Marie. I've lived at Prestige here for 6.5 years, and I love it. They just made you feel so welcome. I love my room. I get 3 meals a day, do as I darn well want to. I've loved it ever since I moved in.
Mom's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She deserved the very best, and I got it for her here at Prestige.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino has the best Vegas-style games in East Wenatchee. Come enjoy yourself and discover the nightly action. Win big and meet new friends at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? Open up a world of possibilities when you sell your home and make those dreams real. At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At ColdwellBanker.com.
Are you caught in a conflict with a family member, in the workplace, or with a neighbor or business? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on topics like conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us at 509-888-0957 or www.wvdrc.org to learn more.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to Blueberry Hills to experience some real treats. Take a look at our homemade cream pies, our amazing cheesecakes, and don't forget our famous banana pudding. Remember, we're more than just great treats. People come from all over the world to experience what has been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, we have one of those Amazon Alexa things in our house, in the kitchen. We yell at her to play music. I like the blues. Rosie likes to play easy jazz and bossa nova. I wish you got that. I don't know. But we tell, we tell Alexa to put stuff on our shopping list all the time. It's pretty cool. We say, Alexa, put, eggs on the shopping list, and she does, okay? It's pretty cool, actually. But when my son Tony was home visiting this summer, he put his hat over the Alexa device, and he told us that he didn't believe we'd have one of those things in our house. When I asked him why, he said, this thing was just letting Jeff Bezos and Homeland Security listen into our private conversations. Well, I told him, look, if Jeff Bezos and the government really wants to listen to Rosie and I arguing about who's going to do the dishes or what kind of pizza we're going to order, they are more than welcome. This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a four-letter word. I think we should hire more people.
Doc, I'm late for a meeting.
I'm thinking of starting my own practice.
Do it. Too much capital.
We need a warehouse.
I can't imagine how we do that.
We should knock that wall down and expand.
Do it. There's always another wall beyond the wall.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Hi, everybody. Dan Kuntz alongside Jesse Coble from Alpine Air. There's ice on my heat pump and under my heat pump.
Well, ice under your heat pump is normal. When we go into a defrost cycle, it melts the frost off, creates water, which freezes to the ground. Ice around your heat pump is a thing that you should probably give us a call about.
Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air for heat and air. Call Alpine Air. Thanks, Jesse.
Thanks.
When Mike leaves town, it's a little scary. You never know who might be outside. But we feel safer inside, knowing our home is being monitored by a local company. I can check our alarm from just about anywhere, so when we get home, I know it's safe.
Protect your family and save money with a local company. Switch your current security monitoring to Guardian Services from LocalTel. Call Guardian Security from LocalTel now, or visit localtel.net to learn more.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat, poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Working with August Edge Real Estate, both sellers and buyers feel confident knowing they are in the hands of award-winning professionals. August Edge offers a 2% listing commission, which includes above-standard service and technology.
We offer high-tech 3D imagery, drone photos, local North Central Washington TV ads, and impressive smart flyer installed at your listing. The August Edge website also hosts your home with an interactive featured listing page.
August Edge is professional, personable, and preferable.
Bob File Boats and Motors is your local Yamaha headquarters. For more than 30 years, Yamaha outboards have delivered far more than superior power, performance, and efficiency. Yamaha owners get something that can't be measured in horsepower or RPM: legendary Yamaha reliability. Find the Yamaha outboard that fits your life at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
What is it that makes Lake Chelan so special?
First of all, it's the 3rd deepest lake in the United States. It's like 27th in North America, but it was still a very deep lake at, 1,486 feet. It's also what we call ultra oligotrophic. At least that's what it's been in the past. And that just means really low nutrient levels or food levels. And so that's why it's very clear.
Dr. Phil Long is a scientist and director of the Lake Chelan Research Institute, a nonprofit dedicated to understanding the environment of Lake Chelan and its surrounding ecosystems.
I have a friend, we were walking across the Woodin Avenue Bridge one day, and she looked into the water and said, "Phil, what do you put in the water in Lake Chelan to make it so clear?" Well, of course, it's nothing, right? And this is what we want to do, is protect the lake. Our byline for the Institute, clear into the future. That's where we want to be.
That means, in part, sampling the water quality and monitoring for invasive species, plants and animals that could pose a risk if they're introduced to Lake Chelan waters.
We realized we'd gone 9 years with 0 water quality samples on Lake Chelan, which is kind of hard to get the trends if you don't have continuous sampling. So we've gone from a first quarterly sampling, now we do monthly sampling at 3 sites, and that's funded by City of Chelan, for one thing, Chelan County, Lake Chelan Reclamation District, and the Conservation District.
When you came back and did the first water quality testing in almost a decade, what did you find? What had changed?
Well, very little, actually. Since the very first water quality measurement that was made in 1986 and 1987. That was the first water quality study, and unfortunately at that time there wasn't the funding to keep doing that. But to do trends, you really need to be able to do the kind of thing we're doing now with monthly sampling. So this is the great story for Lake Chelan. You can't really tell the difference in water quality in Lake Chelan in the middle of the lake between now and 1987. So that's the good news. The not so good news is that we're starting to see more attached green algae on the margins of the lake. And so it's various stringy green things, and people started noticing this in the last few years, especially last year. We started getting calls. People would call the PUD or they would call us. The PUD would refer them to us and they would say, "What is this green stuff growing on my swim step in the lake that I'd never seen before?" So that's what we're trying to deal with now. Unfortunately, the Public Power Benefit Program of the PUD is giving us some funding to address that issue. Over the next 3 years, we'll be monitoring to understand where and what times of the year this kind of stuff is growing. And is it something we can do anything about? What do we need to do? What's the cause of it? And can we affect it? It could be as simple as a slight increase in temperature, or maybe the organisms are adapting to Lake Chelan in a way they haven't done before.
Things like changes in temperature, changes in pH can change the way a species that has always existed behaves in the water.
Right, yeah. This historic range of what it's done in the past is changing for some reason, or you do have an introduction of a new species. So one of the things we're seeing this year as we begin this study funded by the PUD is that we're seeing these attached diatoms, which they have a stalk that attaches them to a surface. And it looks like fluffy, really fluffy cotton candy only it's very mobile in the water, and so you see that fluffing around, and it's not dark green like some of the periphyton is. It's very light colored. But it turns out these are organisms that typically we think are actually just free floating. They're planktonic, as we say, in the lake. Now they're attached and they're growing this spring in a way we hadn't seen before.
Long's Institute has become a valuable partner for Chelan County's Natural Resources Department, where specialist Lisa Dowling is a frequent collaborator.
We are seeing increases in algae growth happening around the nearshore environment, and an influx in aquatic invasive species that are kind of thought to be sentinels for long-term changes that we really need to keep tracks on and make sure that we are adapting the way that we manage water quality and detect water quality issues so that we can make sure Lake Chelan has great water quality well into the future. We know that, many decades ago we didn't have a lot of Eurasian milfoil and Asian clams throughout the lake. We do have folks that have lived in and around the lake for many years, and some of their anecdotal observations are ways that we can understand, well, this beach used to have no clams and now it is thoroughly infested. Now, species like Asian clams and Chinese mystery snails likely were brought here by early settlers as a food source. And then other species like Eurasian milfoil and curly-leaf pondweed probably hitched a ride on watercrafts over decades. Exactly when they came to the lake is tough to pin down, but they've been growing a lot. And we recently did a survey for those species in 2021, which was the first survey that had been completed since 2014. And for a lot of these species, their big claim to fame is that they can blow up at a moment's notice if they get a really good condition going. So we were not surprised, but a little disappointed to find that there had been an extreme growth in Eurasian milfoil and curly-leaf pondweed in that period of time. Prior to that assessment, we thought that Lake Chelan did not have suitable habitat for some of these other invasive mussels that are extremely concerning, named quagga and zebra mussels. We don't have those in Washington State, we don't have them in Lake Chelan, and we want to keep it that way. They require a certain range of dissolved calcium and oxygen for suitable habitat, and we thought that Lake Chelan had such low levels of those things that it didn't provide suitable habitat. But what we found is that Asian clams, for example, can alter the habitat at the microclimate scale in a way where it's not only suitable but kind of fantastic habitat for quagga zebra mussels. And a lot of those existing clam beds are in places where we see a lot of watercraft usage as well. So those things, when taken together, raise some concerns.
That is kind of a cryptic impact to lake water quality that could be beneficial. It could be they're filter feeders. They're removing some of the stuff that may make the lake less clear, but also, they're interfering with the normal phytoplankton growth and potentially taking up food that the fish could eat, the kokanee that people love fishing for in Lake Chelan.
Minimum responsibilities is you want to walk around the entire outside of the vessel, make sure that you don't have any little bits of plant fragments and pieces hanging off your trailer or your boat at all. Any of those internal tanks, like ballast tanks, you want to pull the plugs out and have them totally drained. You want to make sure that any pools of water on the inside of the boat have been dried up and cleaned out. You want to make sure that life jackets and ropes and things like that may hold on to water have been thoroughly dried out.
Stephen Lesky, one of Dowling's fellow natural resource specialists with Chelan County, explains how a new appliance installed at the lakeside marina can help boat owners avoid transferring contaminants between lakes.
So this system here, we have a compressed air nozzle for blowing stuff off of the boat, any dry debris that may have been accumulated during the time on the water. We also have a scrub brush for brushing any algae that may accumulate along the water line or on the engine as they're out doing their thing. A set of tongs for grabbing vegetative debris, so we don't want to introduce any more of that stuff to the Columbia River or neighboring lakes that have lower amounts of that. And then also a vacuum system for sucking in water out of the bilge that might not get pumped out with the bilge pump operations, and a way to additionally help boaters keep their boats clean.
It doesn't matter if you own a boat or not. If you care about the lake, there are ways that you can help participate and things that you can do to reduce the risk to the lake. And it can be as simple as the way that you recreate in and around the lake, or the communications that you have around the coffee table with your friends. And if you have spare time, coming and helping us when we do Restore the Shore events or any other kind of volunteer event, there's a lot that can happen out there that will benefit our lake.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
Motion e-bikes is rolling out its new line of Aventon e-bikes. Come in today and save $300 on the top-selling Aventon Adventure. Remotion is Central Washington's home for affordable e-bikes, located in the Mills Brothers building in downtown Wenatchee.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
About 4 minutes left in this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Had a chance to step outside briefly during our interview segment, and the rain is pretty much all but stopped here, at least in downtown Wenatchee. We understand to the north of us there's still some rain coming down, and that's where the system is coming from. It's coming almost directly from the south and moving pretty much up the 97 corridor all the way up to Omak and Okanagan and all the way to the Canadian border, and you folks are going to get more rain than us, but we have a moment or two, so one more quick little trip around north central Washington and the Wenatchee Valley with our Valley View cameras, who look something like this. And then, of course, there's the Wenatchee Valley. It's good to see it. Yeah, it's already maybe even seen a few little sun breaks coming out, and again, these showers are going to be tapering off as the day progresses. It was raining pretty good when I got up this morning about 3:30. The thunder woke me up about 3. By 3:15, I gave up because it was still thunder, and we had some lightning. Most of that is all but gone from our area, but it's not done yet for our friends to the north. We'll get to that in just a second. Camera 2, we go from the Wenatchee Heights camera back to, up to Lake Wenatchee we go. That's a beautiful view. Clouds may be a little thicker up there in Lake Wenatchee. Gorgeous view. That's from up atop Nanapock Ridge. You can see the airfield, I think, just a little bit there to your right, and just a little smidge of Fish Lake. Good morning to Lake Wenatchee. From our view high atop Nanapock Ridge, looks like it might be a little breezy there, but it is a ridge, so it's going to be susceptible to the wind. Camera 3, I don't know, you're right, I guess it decides, so we're going to take a look at the Monitor and Cashmere area from, I believe, our Monitor camera, if I'm not mistaken. I wonder how the cherries are doing. I understand it's supposed to be a really good year for cherries. Haven't bought any yet. I love cherries, but they don't love me. I can tell you that much. Good morning to Monitor, and off in the distance, Cashmere, on what's turning out to be not a bad morning now that the rain is all but gone. But boy, we needed the rain too, didn't we? And the fourth camera. Ooh, Badger Mountain. That's a great view there from Badger Mountain. And way off in the distance is the Wenatchee Valley. Of course, you can't see East Wenatchee from that view. The Badger Mountain kind of blocks the view from the East Wenatchee bench, but still, that's a great view. And you can see the clouds starting to thin up, even see a little bit of blue out there. One of our loyal viewers, Tim McCord, sent us this photo. Isn't this cool? Now, he emailed this to me about 4:30 this morning. I think he probably took it about an hour earlier. That is really spectacular. That is right here in Wenatchee. You say he took it in South Wenatchee looking to the north. Great view of the lightning, which to our knowledge hasn't started any fires because along with the lightning and the thunder, we had some pretty good rain. In fact, it was raining really hard for about 10 minutes before probably any of you were awake. As far as thunderstorms, there is a flood watch for Okanagan Valley, and here's what's going on. There is a very high low ridge, so it's way up in the atmosphere, and it's right at the Canadian border with us, and it's spinning around counterclockwise real slowly, and it's going to draw up that moisture from the south, and it's going to slow down. It's going to be almost stationary, and that means there is a flash flood risk for the steeper terrains up there, and there's a red flag warning to the south and to the east of us because we're not getting nearly the rain that we have there. So there is an elevated fire risk today for some of our viewing areas. This red flag warning does not affect the Wenatchee Valley, but it does affect those folks out in the Columbia Basin. From the National Weather Service, we're already starting to see the clouds depart. We'll see sunshine this afternoon, high of 85. That's about normal, 59 for the overnight low. Then we start warming up. It is July after all. It's now mid-July, really. 89 with sunshine on Thursday. By Tuesday, I should say, by Wednesday, 87. By the time we get to Thursday, we'll be into the 90s, and we're going to be in for a hot one Saturday and Sunday. And that's it for us. Have a great Monday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Live It Up, the show where we explore and discuss how to take your life to that next level and beyond. We cover health, wealth, relationships, and how to create a life that feels good. Because after all, that's what we want. We want to feel good. I'm your host and coach, Fletcher Ellingson. Today on the show, we'll be visiting with Edwin Eaton, owner of iPro Building Services. And today is actually the first time I'm meeting Edwin in person. We connected on LinkedIn, and I asked him on the show because what I've come to know is that he's extremely accomplished